Secret War in Laos, from Pakse, Nong Khai to France. The Exile of Kouthay, an unregistered Thai, known as Mahisanan, is part of one of the most painful pages of modern Laos. Between 1959 and 1975, the country was torn apart by a proxy war that the world preferred to ignore. There was talk of civil war and sometimes of secret war, as if silence could mitigate the violence. On one side, the Pathet Lao, supported by North Vietnam, China, and the Soviet Union. On the other, the royal government of Laos, backed by the USA, Thailand, South Vietnam, and their allies. In the middle, a trapped people with no possible refuge. It was in this battered country that my father, Kouthay, was born on January 18, 1953 in Pakse. He was Thai by blood, Laotian by the land of his birth, but officially, he was nothing. In those days, no one registered births in rural areas. Children were born in wooden houses, under leafy roofs, surrounded by fields, prayer and poverty, but rarely by an official. The families lived between two countries, two banks of the Mekong, two identities that blended together without ever being fixed on paper. So my father grew up like many others, without any official record, without recognized nationality, without administrative existence, driven only by the love of his family and the certainty of belonging to a Thai lineage long established in Laos. When the war finally engulfed everything he knew, he had no choice but to leave. In July 1977, he crossed the Thai border and found refuge in the Nong Khai camp, a place where people survived more than they lived, where every day seemed like an endless wait. He stayed there for almost 2 years. Yet, in the midst of this misery, Nong Khai offered him a fragile comfort, that of reuniting with a part of his Thai family. His father, One Mahisanan, born in 1925, had a brother born in 1923, who ran a small barber shop in the center of town. Their sister, Madame Dok Mai Mahisanan, paced the dusty streets with her cow-kang basket, selling her rice dishes in front of the cinema, where children's laughter sometimes mingled with the distant echoes of war. My father remembers a boy, Dok Mai's son, whom everyone called Mu, a tender nickname in a world that no longer was. He also remembers another of his father's brothers who went to Bangkok to work for EDT Electricity, and somewhere between 1975 and 1977. Like so many men driven far from home by necessity. As fate would have it, the hairdresser's brother had a daughter-in-law married to a Nong Khai policeman named Cha Sofa. Thanks to this fragile alliance, my father could pass through the camp gates without fear, as if a thin thread of protection still surrounded him in a world that had become uncertain. To survive, my father Kouthay worked under his father's name Mahisanan at Karuna Suksa Primary School in Ban Phai, Khon Kaen district. In those days, rural Thailand still lived in an almost naive administrative simplicity. Nobody asked for a piece of paper, and to work, all you had to do was be perceived as one of them. For a man with no birth certificate, no official nationality, this was a fragile, almost miraculous opportunity. In March 1979, after months of waiting and hoping, my father was granted refugee status in France. He left alone, leaving behind the stifling heat of Thailand, the faces he'd loved, and the camp where he'd survived more than he'd lived. My mother, Vieng Savan, arrived later, at the end of 1980, with my brother and me. Thanks to policeman Sofa, she was able to stay 6 months in the Nong Khai camp before being transferred to Nafo, where we lived for 3.5 years. Then came the Bangkok Transit Center, another 6 months before the plane finally took us to France. In June 1984, a journey of no return, one more uproar, but also the promise of a new life. Behind these dates, places and names lies a silent pain. The story of those who had to leave everything behind to survive. Those who left behind a country they might never see again. And that of a man born without papers, without recognition, but never without dignity.